tei tei yum tatam takita takata dhalanku tak dhalanku dhalanku tom tadikita tom tam re tam tei rei ra tei tam re tam dirgidaka 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 da dhalanku dhalanku tom kirdak dirgidom da tei tei yum tatam takita takata tei tei yum tatam takita takata.
Pranam, Namaste, and a very, very warm welcome to all of you from Arts from India. Today you will be watching an interactive session between Guru and Shishya on a very popular dance form from South India known as Bharatanatyam. Arts from India is an organization based in New York whose mission is to promote all classical arts of India. Shri Ajay Veer Chapotkat is the founder of this organization who has been promoting and supporting the artists through the pandemic by arranging many concerts. In an effort to increase our understanding of different arts from India and giving us the opportunity to learn more about the history and different techniques used in these dance forms, we have started this interactive discussion between Guru and Shishya. On the occasion of Guru Purnima on July 24th and July 25th, Arts from India is very proud to present another classical dance form by male dancers only, and that is why it makes it very unique. Bharatanatyam, as I said, it's known for its grace, its purity, its tenderness, and sculpture-skew poses. Lord Shiv is considered the Ishwar or God of this dance form. It is one of the most popular and widely performed dance styles and is practiced by male dancers and female dancers all over the world. इसके साथ ही मैं अब आपका मिस्टर प्रवीण कुमार जी से सबसे पहले आपका परिचय करवाऊंगी. A very, very brief introduction of Bharatanatyam exponent Praveen Kumar. He hails from a family of artists, and so it's very natural that he showed an inclination towards arts and dance in particular at a very young age. However, after coming under the tutelage of the eminent Guru of Bangalore, late Srimati Narmada, he realized the aesthetic depths of Bharatanatyam and decided to dedicate himself wholeheartedly and purposefully to this ancient dance form. He strongly adheres to the traditional values of Bharatanatyam, and he is now training under the celebrated Guru, Professor C.V. Chandrasekhar. He is an accomplished Natu burner and choreographer and has skillfully created many dances which have all been critically acclaimed. He has traveled extensively around the globe and in India, taking part in prestigious dance and music festivals, and he runs the Chittakala School of Dance in Bangalore. He is an accomplished artist of the Indian Council of Cultural Relation, ICCR, and a A-grade artist on television. He believes that dance is the ultimate medium of creativity and expression. His awards and recommendations. He is a recipient of Ustad Bismillah Khan Yuva Puraskar 2010 from the Central Sangeet Natak Academy, New Delhi, and he was the first recipient of Mohan Khokar Award 2010. He was awarded the Obul Reddy Endowment Senior Dancer Award by the Narad Ganesh Sabha, Chennai, and the prestigious Guru Kelucharan Mahapatra. Yuva Pratibha Sanman Bhubaneswar for the year 2016. Bangalore Doordarshan's Chandana Prashasti 2017 award was conferred to him as well. He was given the Best Dancer of the Season award from Madras Music Academy for the year 2019 and 2018. And now a brief introduction about Shishya Adithya PV. He is a dynamic young dancer, initially trained under the guidance of Guru Srimati Lata Edavalat, before continuing on with internationally acclaimed dance duos, the Kirans. He is currently under the guidance of veteran dancer Dr. Sudharani Raghupati. He has been praised for his strong hold in Talam, subtle abhinay, and his technical excellence in Bharatanatyam dance style. A graded artist of the Doordarshan, he has also traveled across the globe, performing in various festivals with his solo repertoire as well as collaborating alongside several leading dancers of India and abroad. इसके साथ ही मैं प्रवीण कुमार जी और आदित्य पीवी जी आपका स्वागत करती हूँ. Over to you.
This is a wonderful initiative taken by the organization, and my special thanks to Mr. Ajay Veer for doing this noble cause in sharing and propagating our Indian art. I've been told to speak few lines about Bharatanatyam. I'm sure many of you have heard about what is Bharatanatyam, and I'm sure most of you would have seen the performances or a program in a recital. Just to give a few heads up on that, Bharatanatyam is one of the oldest popular classical traditional dance forms which has been nurtured in the southern parts of India. It is highly characterized by strong linearity, dynamic and stylized movements. And also, the beauty of this form is that it is highly processed both in terms of execution and planning. And today, it is one of the most popular Indian traditional dance forms which is practiced all over the world, both by male and female. And when it comes to regards to this, the grammar and the technique of this dance form, it is said, like all other Indian traditional dance forms, that it has been taken from the Natya Shastra. Natya Shastra is a treatise which is written by sage Bharata, wherein the in-depth, all the aspects of the Sanskrit theatre is involved. It is said that Natya Shastra was written between 2nd century BC and 2nd century AD. And there's one more text called Abhinaya Darpana, wherein it has kind of gotten a more wholesome structure for this Bharatanatyam form. Like I said, Bharatanatyam is one of the most glorious and the oldest classical traditional dance forms of India. And it is precise dance form wherein you would see more of geometry involved in terms of execution. And also, there is this beautiful aspect of Bharatanatyam wherein you would see all aspects, I would say something like vivid explanations of love, bhakti, which is devotion, and erotica. Another beautiful aspect of this dance form, it is highly therapeutic. When I say highly therapeutic, it means that aligning oneself with the body and the mind, which is so important in anybody's generally life, and especially more so, I would say, in today's time when everybody's trying to kind of align themselves with their body and mind with this pandemic. So I think these art forms have these inner quality which can kind of help for to be a better human being and to be a better uh, form to manage in this world of new surprises which is happening every day. Coming back to Bharatanatyam, there is a reason why it is called Bharatanatyam. We say Bha, Ra, Tha. Bha means involves bhava, meaning emotions. Ra means raga, which is music or melody. Ta stands for thala, that is rhythm. So an art form which has encompasses all emotions, music, and rhythm is Bharatanatyam. So this beautifully defines what is Bharatanatyam is about. And talking about more about Bharatanatyam, I would say every Indian classical traditional forms have a basic structure, basic posture. And in Bharatanatyam, we have a basic posture or a structure called Aramandi, which I'm sure today when you all watch Adithya's dance, you will watch this posture, wherein the feet are turned apart and the knees are bent. So you would see the posture of your legs being in a triangle shape. That is the basic posture of the Bharatanatyam. And as we all know, Lord Nataraja is the god of the dance himself. Well, this is just a small snippet to talk about Bharatanatyam. Well, I can go on and on about it to speak about Bharatanatyam. But today we have the artist Adithya PV with us. So we're going to share a few experiences about the art and about the artist by himself. Namaskara Adithya, welcome.
Namaste, Anna. Thank you. Thank you.
Uh, well, again, on behalf of Arts from India, I welcome you on behalf of them. I would just like to clarify. In the beginning, it was said that I was the guru and Aditya was the shishya. I just want to share with all of you that we both belong to the same dance fraternity. We are friends, and it is not about guru and shishya. We are more of an artist kind of relationship and bonding which we both share. Um, Aditya, just to begin with, you have learnt with right from your childhood with few of your gurus, and each guru comes from a different thought process. Because uh, each one has got some amazing life experience, art experience in them. So, how was it for you? Would you like to share with right from your first teacher to the Kirans and now with Dr. Siddharani Raghupathi ma'am?
First of all, thank you so much, Arts from India, for having me here. And it's a wonderful initiative uh, to create this platform for artists in such a um, strange time. Um, and it's again a great pleasure to speak with Praveen Anna. I think it's long overdue also. Um, about my training, I started learning with Lata Edavalathu in Kerala. I am from Kerala basically. So the training started when I was 7 years old. I think my father put me in dance class. So in Kerala, it's part of schooling. There'll be an art class. There'll be you'll be sent to dance class, music class, or whatever is nearby. So I think he thought it will keep my hyperactivity in control. So he put me in dance class. Um, With Lata ma'am, it was very hardcore training. I used to be there from morning till evening, whenever it was possible. So I think she is the one who instilled this craze for dance, this need to constantly dance. That is something which she instilled in me, and she exposed me to a lot of performances. We used to have dance festivals in the dance school where artists from all over the world would come and perform and take workshops for us. So it was a great opportunity to learn with others also during that time in workshops, short duration. Then I moved to Bangalore to complete my college. I did biotechnology in Christ University. So I moved to Bangalore, and then I was looking for a dance teacher to get back into practice and dance finally. So one of my friends, Parshanath, suggested me, I can go to Kiran Subramaniam and Sandhya Aunty, where they're great teachers. So I went there. It was a completely different universe coming from Kerala to performing city like Bangalore, where constant performances happen, and it's constantly there's cultural activities going on compared to where I'm from. So again, it was this initial step of reaching um, to the performing crowd. So with Kiran sir, um, we did a lot of training again. He is the one who uh, gave this idea of talam and choreography, and this process of creating things. So he was very encouraging, and I did my first solo performance in Bangalore under him. Um, I think in 2014 or something. That was my first performance in Bangalore.
Okay.
And then I wanted to work on my own for a bit. So it was working under different companies and performing with different artists. So there was that time where I was not learning with anybody. And I think I was in Chennai 4 or 5 years ago. Um, and I was speaking with somebody that, I'm looking for a teacher who can train me with respect to creating things and going and showing it to a teacher. So somebody suggested Priyaka. So I think Anyanna was there during that whole discussion. Then he was like, "I will take you to my mother. We will see what happens." So I think me and Parshanath, both of us went to Sudhanti's house. Anyanna took us. Anyanna is Sudhanti's son. Um, so she's like, "Okay, you come here. We will start. Come from tomorrow," she said. So the next day I went, and it was such a beautiful experience dancing with her. She taught me a lot of compositions in a very short span of time. So it was like constantly giving a structure of a composition, and she would expect me to go work on it, fill it in, embellish it here and there, and she would ask me to show it to her. And discussions would happen for hours, and it was she's the one who's polishing everything now. She's been such a great inspiration to work and to dance at the end of the day.
How beautiful. So beautifully, like you said, right from your childhood, when your father put you into a dance class, maybe, like you said, maybe he wanted to control your hyperactivities. But those small introduction to the art has come a long way for you to journey. And also, you've come across with such great teachers wherein they have shared their art with you, and now it's been a wonderful, enriching experience, I'm sure, for you to take it forward and go forward.
Truly, truly.
Uh, like I said before, Aditya, I mean, since I know both Kiran and Sandhya and Dr. Sudharani Raghupati, having seen both their styles, what was that one takeaway would you say was something which kind of made you aware, or which made you like, yes, this is what was something I was also looking into art. This is what I wanted in art. So one example, could you just give us?
I don't think there is a very specific incident which triggered this um, um, desire or this want need to dance. I think from a very young age itself, everybody knew that this is all that I wanted to do. So a very strange thing happened. I wrote my medical entrance and I got a medical seat in Bangalore somewhere, and
Oh,
my father was expecting me to go there. uh, Obviously, like any other Indian parents, they would prefer a dancer, prefer a doctor over a dancer. Always weighs more. So I said, no, I cannot do it. I cannot learn medicine because I've seen a lot of my seniors and friends who have taken up, uh, this medical course, and they left dancing altogether. There is no time to, it's not like a nine
to
to five
balance.
job. It's a very hard commitment that you have to, give yourself to that profession. And dance also demands the same from
Oh,
you.
yes.
It needs your blood and sweat in it. So I think it just happened. There was no triggering point which made me do this. It was always there.
Yeah. Like you said, it's very true. Like every profession has got its own demands. No matter what it is, whether it is academics or arts. But I always feel arts doesn't have any specific time bound for you when you're doing your work, because we
Of course,
work
yes.
24 into 7 and 365. There is no, like, for us, there is no concept of weekends, holidays, or something like that.
True, true.
I
Yes.
always find it very strange, even with my friends, when they say weekends they are free and weekdays are very busy.
Yeah, yeah,
Weekdays and weekends are all the same for us.
yeah.
So it's kind of a different journey for all of us. I do agree.
Definitely, definitely.
Yeah.
There is no, we are not bound to any of those restrictions. We are our own bosses. So
Hmm.
it's very flexible and
Yeah. So, like you said, you were saying that you wanted to work something on your own, to create something on your own. So which was the first composition of yours which you kind of uh, brought into shape with your own thought process, with your own selection of a song or something like that?
um, I would say the first one was a Varnam in Behag. I think I listened to it in some music concert, and I badly wanted to do it. One thing, I am in love with that Ragam Behag, and it is
Behag,
very,
Behag Raga is very much, it's a mood of the love, actually, it is.
it is absolutely, absolutely. So, another thing is it's very unusual to find a Varnam in Behag, and it was a Tana Varnam, which is not popularly used in Bharatanatyam concerts. So I think I just fell in love with that music, and I decided to set it to dance. And I had my performance in Bangalore where I choreographed an entire Margam and premiered it there. That Vardam was, I think, Parshnath had done it in one of the Music Academy programs. I think that was the first composition on myself. It's always easier to choreograph on
Under-
another,
True.
dancing body, because you can see and you can. But
Yeah.
when it comes to you, you have to. There is a lot of confusion. There is a lot of uncertainty, which I think it's necessary for everybody to start working on yourself and trying to find that space of your own, that voice.
Yes, it's very true, because when we work on ourselves, it's a different kind of work totally. When you're
Yeah.
working both mentally and physically also, because sometimes what works for them doesn't have to work for us also, because we need to understand our
Yes.
body, what it
Yes.
needs. So now, like you said, you did this Varnam a couple of years back. I'm sure you must have performed it over the years a couple of times. So how do you see the progression? Has it taken in a little more newer shape, or have you found or added something or like deleted something? Because that is also a process I always feel, when you photograph, sometimes uh, it takes a shape each time when you present it the same thing. You might add something, you might delete something. So today, when you look back to how do you feel that now has it taken a new shape, and like how do you want to take it?
It actually changes every performance. I think that is one thing that I have learned from Sudha aunty, that she would say that there is always something new which you need to give in every performance, not just in ideas, not just in execution, but there is that some new soul that you put into it. So yes, the Varnam has changed drastically over the years. The Jatis keep changing, and I have a set of very beautiful musicians, very senior musicians who I always request to accompany me. So it's always them, a group of them who plays for every performance. So there's a kind of give and take there. So every
Yeah,
time it may not be planned, it may be spontaneous, but they're always there to you know
yeah, they're always there to support
to
you,
have
kind of.
that conversation, to
Yeah,
go through that. Yeah.
yeah, true, that's very important. Um, Aditya, you've also worked with some dance companies abroad. Um, because I know that, see, definitely there's a difference between the way they work and the way we work. Because I always feel that the geographical ambience also adds a lot when you're working with a company or with the people where you work. When you're working abroad, what is a major thing which you as a dancer you think you observed something, or you think you learned something when you worked abroad there?
So my first work with someone who is from another country, a company based in another country, was with Sampradaya Dance Creations with Lata Aunty, and we did a collaboration between Balinese and Bharatanatyam. So it was, the whole theme was based on Mahabharata, uh, over the dice game, and so we had to go get ourselves trained a little bit to get used to the Balinese style of dancing. So we were there for a few weeks, speaking and trying to understand each other's vocabularies, and to understand that common space where we can, without compromising on either
Uh,
form.
Yeah,
So working with a company like Sampradaya, it's very organized. One thing, it is. I'm not saying the companies here are not organized. It was just because till then I have only danced with Punya Dance Company, where we are all friends, and then it's just us. So it's up to our rehearsals were very spontaneous. It was not very much planned for. Rehearsal hours were not planned. So going there, we had a stage manager, we had a rehearsal manager, we had a rehearsal conductor. So it was a whole symphony of people um, over there. So everybody taking care of every detail of the performance. There's somebody who to carry props. There is somebody who takes care of props. So it was a huge, it was a big production. So there, working with somebody like Lata Aunty on a production like this, I think gave me a lot of insight about how things work globally, how of theater abroad works well. Now, I think that was the first exposure. Then, after over these years, we've learned how to handle lights on an abroad stage, how to work with light designer, how to work with the stage space conductor. It was it was a just it was a stepping point for that.
So it was like a kind of like an extension of knowing art in a different way
Yes,
also.
yes, yes.
That's beautiful. Um, Aditya, now you also teach now. Um, so how has that experience been for you?
Teaching is always a very, I'm sure you know, it's a big responsibility. You have to give your 200% all the time. You have to create new compositions for the students to learn. And a few of our students are so talented that it's partially our responsibility to give them enough and more. So, teaching this group of beautiful students that we have, a lot of them are small ones, a few of them have learned for 5 or 6 years under us. So it's, and they've performed with us also in productions. So teaching them for arangetrams, training them for performances. It's been a huge task to know the strengths and to know the weaknesses of a student and to give thoughtful, creative choreography and to understand their body and create it on that instrument. It's very hard work and a lot of commitment to do this.
And also, I think you also discover yourself when you're teaching.
Truly, truly, of course.
Because you realize the kind of your inner eye sees more now. You will start seeing more compared to
Yeah.
what you were doing it before.
And it's very helpful for your own dancing also, because you see a lot of things which otherwise you will miss out on your own body.
True, true, very true. Very beautiful. Thank you so much, Aditya, for sharing your views. And it's very nice to know that your journey has been a beautiful journey, and your love for the art which you have, you're also passing it on to the next generation. And best wishes to this new journey. And I'm sure now the arts from India will watch very. I would because I've seen Aditya's dance, so I know what it's going to be. I am sure all of you will enjoy Bharatanatyam at its best.
Thank you very much, Praveen Kumar ji and Adithya PV ji, for sharing your experiences, your learning, and your vision with our audience today. With that said, आपने जो तालम, पद संचलन, अभिनय और राग विभाग पर आधारित ताल वर्णन की जो व्याख्या की आपने, वो बहुत सराहनीय थी। और अब जल्दी ही उसे हम मूर्त रूप में आने वाले प्रोग्राम में आई थिंक ईदर जुलाई 24 और 25 को देख पाएंगे। So very happy, and we are eagerly waiting for your performance on Guru Purnima. Dhanyavad.
Tei Yum Tattam Takita Takada